Now let's turn our attention to Russia and the frozen war in Ukraine. When was the last time you heard major news from the front lines there? Last year was about Russia invading and annexing territory. This year was supposed to be about Kiev's counter-offensive. But the war seems to have stalled. Ukraine says it is progressing just slowly. And why isn't Russia moving forward? There may be a lot of reasons, but the prominent one is this. The Wagner group is missing. Russia no longer has the Wagner fighters at the forefront. And Putin wants to change that. Let me show you how. This video was released today. Putin addressing a man in the presence of Russia's Deputy Defense Minister. The man he is talking to is a veteran. He was part of the Russian army, Russia's special forces. He was also part of the Wagner private mercenary group. His name is Andrei Troshev. He goes by the alias Sedoi. That means the grey-haired one. And this man has seen it all. When he was young, he fought for the Soviet Union in Afghanistan. He also fought in Chechnya and Syria. In Syria, he was given one of Russia's highest honors in 2016, the Hero of Russia Award. But by then, he was out of the armed forces. In Syria, he was serving as a Wagner commander. Troshev has been a senior leader with Wagner for years, and Putin has tapped him again.
Andrei Nikolaevich, I would like to begin the meeting by speaking to you in the first place. At the last meeting, we talked about you working on forming volunteer units that can perform various combat tasks. Above all, of course, in the zone of a special military operation. You have been fighting for over a year. Units. You know what it is, how it is done. You know about the issues that need to be resolved in advance so that the combat work goes in the best and most successful way.
Now, Putin said all this in front of Russia's Deputy Defense Minister, and the reason is clear. It was a message to the Russian military. Troshev will be in charge of mercenary units. He will lead the Wagner group. The Russian army has to stay out of this group. And this is a remarkable turnaround. This last month, it seems like Wagner was done for. Their leader, Yevgeny Prigozhin, was dead. He was killed in a plane crash along with his core team. A convenient crash, considering that they challenged Putin's authority. Prigozhin led a march on Moscow in June, but he balked at the last minute. Then he went into exile, and exactly 2 months later came his convenient death. But the fall of Wagner also heralded the fall of Russian efficiency. Think about how the war has progressed. Moscow's last major victory was Bakhmut. It was the war's bloodiest battle, and it ended with Wagner's win. Prigozhin had founded the building, and there's no doubt that his troops were the reason behind that success. He got Bakhmut. He also had a host of other achievements under his belt. Before the war, he had turned Wagner into a global force, from Africa to West Asia. Wherever a professional force was needed, Wagner appeared. They fought in Syria, Libya, Mali, and other war zones. They became one of Russia's most battle-hardened battalions. Also one of the richest. Wagner had business interests across the world. It meant that this elite force was also paid well. Money usually means high morale. Last year, Putin pointed them at Ukraine, and the results followed. Wagner succeeded on the battlefield. It pushed Ukraine back. And Prigozhin was rewarded for his effectiveness. His stature kept rising. It rose too much. It ended with the mutiny and the fall of Wagner. But what happened to their soldiers? After the mutiny, they were withdrawn from Ukraine. Some were sent to a base in Belarus. Then they were forced to swear allegiance to Moscow. Some others were absorbed into Russia's military. And over the last month, they've been returning to the front lines. These troops are no longer the Wagner group. They've been split. Some into the army, some into other mercenary groups, almost like a divide and conquer strategy. It also took away their effectiveness. Ukrainian officials keep pointing this out. They say Wagner has lost the edge. So it seems Putin has changed his mind. He wants Wagner back, and that too under a former commander. The focus is once again Bakhmut. As we speak, it is again turned into the theater of war. Ukraine wants to reclaim it. It would be a major symbolic victory for them. So Putin wants to unleash on them a revamped Wagner.
Where did you buy parts often or rarely? AutoDot saves you time and money. Prices are always lower in the app and the website. Judge the car parks by reg number, item number, or OEM part number. Over 3.5 million parts. All the top brands in one app. AutoDot app. Car parts of all kinds and brands are now in your smartphone.
And talking about war and violence, we have news from Pakistan. It's the day after Eid today. The world marks the birthday of Prophet Muhammad, Eid al-Milad, and Friday is a holy day in Islam, so the people gathered in mosques in large numbers. But in Balochistan, the celebrations took a deadly turn. There was a blast near a mosque. More than 50 people were killed. It was a suicide bombing. It happened at a time when rallies from two mosques were converging at a point. That's when the bomber detonated his device. What followed was actually chaos. People screaming, others fleeing the site, many rushing to help.
I was passing near to the rally when the blast happened. I don't know because I became unconscious of the blast. I was scared too. I saw so many bodies lying around there. Bodies were lying for at least 2 hours. No one from the government side was there. People shifted bodies in their private vehicles.
More than 50 people dead, many more injured. The death toll could rise, and this wasn't the only blast in Pakistan today. Another one took place in Hangu, that's near the city of Peshawar. This one too happened at a mosque. We cannot confirm the death toll, but estimates suggest at least 4 people were killed. So one holy day and 2 deadly blasts. That's a lot even for Pakistan. Their Interior Ministry has called it a heinous act. They say they're investigating. They also knew this was coming. Days before the blasts, authorities had asked the police to stay vigilant. They issued warnings. They said terrorists could target rallies, especially those marking the Prophet's birthday. So they knew it could happen, but they were not able to stop it. Which brings us to the question, who was behind these blasts? No group has taken responsibility yet, but all fingers point towards the TTP, the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, also known as the Pakistani Taliban. They've been behind recent terror attacks in the country, but this time, even the TTP has denied involvement. They say such attacks are against their policy, whatever it is. The other possible culprit could be the Islamic State, but even they haven't said anything yet. So we still don't know who is behind the blasts. But we definitely know one thing. For decades, Pakistan has harbored terrorists. It has funded terror camps. It has exported terror to the world. Now the chickens are coming home to roost. And while terrorism still remains Pakistan's biggest export, they've added another item to the list. Beggars. I'm not making this up. In fact, I'm not even the one saying this. This has come from the Pakistani government, from a standing committee of the Pakistan Senate. Listen to what they said. 90% of all beggars detained in foreign countries are Pakistanis. 90%. How did they get there in the first place? Mostly on the pretext of performing the Hajj. Most of them go on the Umrah visa. They travel abroad in the name of pilgrimage, and then they don't return. They stay back and beg for a living. Now, West Asian countries are not happy about this. Saudi Arabia and Iraq are complaining. They say that jails are full of Pakistani beggars. They want Islamabad to put a stop to this. Saudi Arabia has apparently issued a strict warning. It wants Pakistan to monitor who gets an Umrah visa. And it wants a crackdown on repeat offenders. It tells you how bad the situation in Pakistan is. But then again, this flows from the top. Pakistani leaders do the same. They have gone to West Asia multiple times asking for money. Former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif recently spoke about it himself. Listen it.
वाजपेयी साहब जब वज़ीर-ए-आज़म बने तो $1 बिलियन हिंदुस्तान के खजाने में नहीं था, लेकिन आज उनके पास $600 बिलियन जो है ना वो कहाँ से आ गया और हम $1 बिलियन आज भी जाके मांग रहे हैं क्या इज्जत है हमारी क्या इज्जत है अरे मुल्कों से हम मांगते हैं हमारा वज़ीर आज़म जाके उसको मजबूर होता है वो मांगने के लिए
And when Pakistani leaders aren't begging, their diplomats are caught stealing and pickpocketing. In South Korea, 2 Pakistani diplomats were caught shoplifting. They were stealing chocolates and hats. Another bureaucrat was caught stealing a Kuwaiti delegate's wallet. So if leaders are begging and diplomats are stealing, can their Senate really blame these people who beg? And this is not funny. This is a moment of reckoning for Pakistan. It is grappling with an economic and political crisis. Its economy is in free fall, inflation is at a record high, 40% of the population lives below the poverty line, and citizens are leaving the country to beg in other nations. Their entire system is geared to help only one party, Pakistani army. It is immune to everything, inflation, budget cuts, nothing touches them. The people of Pakistan should think about it, or they keep suffering attacks and the humiliation that such reports bring.
Maak kennis met de Denims. De perfecte fit voor iedereen. Shop jouw denim vanaf 1999. Bij CNA. Hallo, wij zijn Okado. Die nieuwe zakelijke provider voor mobiel en glasvezel.
They say 2 things are always certain, death and taxes. Well, not anymore in Argentina. And before you freak out, no, they've not discovered the secret to immortality. They have done away with taxes. That's right. Argentina's Senate has passed a new bill. It seeks to abolish income tax. Not for everyone, not for all workers, but for most of them. Around 1.3 million workers in the formal sector will benefit. No taxes for them. Only a tiny fraction will keep paying income tax. Those who earn more than $5,000 per month, they will have to pay an income tax. That's around 1.7 million pesos. And how many people earn that much in Argentina? Just 1% the payroll workers, which means 99% of all payroll workers in Argentina will not have to pay income tax. The bill will now head to the president's desk. Once he signs it, it will become law. Now, I know you have questions like, is this even possible? Why is Argentina doing this? And how will it affect their economy? To answer the first question, yes. If governments want, they can abolish income tax. For example, the UAE does not have income tax. Neither does the Bahamas or Monaco. But these countries have avenues to make up. The UAE has oil. Monaco has yachts and casinos. Bahamas has tourism. What does Argentina have? None of these. Argentina's decision is political. Their presidential elections are next month, and the finance minister is a candidate. The same minister who introduced this no income tax policy is running for president. His name is Sergio Massa. The sitting president and his coalition are supporting him. Just one problem though. He is losing. Massa came third in the primary vote last month. So what does he do? Go on a spending spree. He has increased financial handouts, given more social security checks, raised the salary of government employees, and now ended income tax. How much will all this cost? According to some economists, $5.7 billion. The problem is, Argentina does not have this money. Their plan is to print more currency. It's always a bad idea. If you print more notes, you will create more inflation. And let me emphasize on more here. Because Argentina's inflation is already 124%. So ideally, they should be spending less. They should be increasing taxes. Instead, income tax has been abolished in the country. Or they're trying to do it at least. I'm afraid no economic theory can explain this decision. It's just politicians being politicians. Having said that, this could be temporary. Argentina's new government takes charge in December. They can easily reverse this by then. But also by then, the damage could be done. Because Argentina is renegotiating a bailout with the IMF. The original deal was for $44 billion. Out of this, around $7.5 billion has not been transferred. The IMF says, show us progress. Only then will you get the money. But with decisions like this one, I'm not so sure. And the IMF has commented on Argentina's no income tax policy. It says it adds to the country's challenges. In other words, you're not helping your case. Does this mean reducing or abolishing income tax is a bad idea? The UAE and Monaco would disagree. Both places are doing really well. So here's our question. Should India also give it a shot? Well, ending income tax may not be an option here, but what about reducing it? Many economists have talked about this. You see, only 1.6% of India's population pays income tax, 1.6. Compare that to other countries. In the US, around 53% people pay federal income taxes. In France, more than 50% households pay income tax, but India's rate is very low, 1.6%, and those paying income tax pay a lot of it in India. The maximum tax rate in India is more than 42%. That's the basic tax plus surcharge and cess. It's very high. It's comparable to developed countries. France has a maximum rate of 49%. Italy has 47%, Japan has 45%, and the UK has 40%. But there's a key difference. The quality of public goods and services, roads, public health, air quality, all of it is much better in the developed world. In other words, the high rates are worth it. When they pay a high income tax, they get the facilities to match that cost. You cannot say that about India.